city of Austin has identified the money needed to keep the Marshalling Yard temporary emergency homeless shelter open through next September. Located in Southeast Austin, the shelter has brought with it concerns about crime from neighbors. CBS Austin's Andrew Freeman is live there tonight. Andrew, how much money is City Council going to need to approve here?
Adela, in September, City Council directed the city to find the funds to keep the homeless shelter here open indefinitely as the city still faces a critical shortage of beds. Now, through a combination of the city's general fund and American Rescue Plan Act dollars, next week City Council will be asked to approve a $6.5 million budget to keep the shelter here open through the fiscal year. Now, neighbors who live behind the shelter say if the city has that much money to invest, they would like to see some help curbing what they call a rise in petty crime that they say they've seen since the shelter opened last summer.
We don't feel safe.
Last week, we brought you the story of Riverside Meadows, a neighborhood that in the past year has seen a rise in vandalism, litter of alcohol and drug paraphernalia, and even burglary after a woman's backyard was broken into and a generator stolen from her shed.
We can't walk the neighborhood like we used to at night.
Sonia Rivera is president of the Homeowners Association and says many in her community feel like they were lied to by the city, with the Marshalling Yard temporary shelter now looking at its third extension.
There was no intention to use it as a marshalling yard for the convention center, and it was always meant to be a shelter, so we feel duped.
David Gray with the Homeless Strategy Office says so far they just haven't found a suitable alternative. He adds that the shelter, which serves about 300 people at a time, has led to many positive outcomes for those experiencing homelessness.
Now we're at about 1 in every 3 people leaving the Marshalling Yard are leaving for a housing destination. We've helped almost 200 people get housed.
Gray is meeting with Sonia and the Riverside Meadows HOA next week to listen to their concerns.
We have an obligation to be a good neighbor to the communities where we operate within.
With a potential $6.5 million price tag, Sonia wants to know why the neighborhood can't get reimbursed for the security measures it's had to put in place, or at the very least, additional police patrols.
It's been frustrating with repairs to damages to our fences, having to add a security gate.
Gray says the issue is complex and requires a comprehensive approach.
When you unpack it, it's not necessarily a homelessness challenge, it's more of a public safety challenge.
That's how he believes they'll find the right solutions.
Really understand what's going on from their perspective. And then we work with all city departments to figure out how we can all bring our work to address the challenge.
City Council is expected to vote on HSO's proposal next Thursday. Gray says if the shelter is still open come October, the start of next fiscal year, then another round of funding will need to be approved. Reporting live in Austin, Andrew Freeman, CBS Austin News.